Hey friends, welcome back. And welcome to this week's reading vlog. I'm so excited to have you here. This week is going to be so much fun. I've been waiting for this particular situation, I would say for over a year, because we meant to do this last year, but we just never got around to it. And I just did it. I just made the decision and I was like, Kayla, book these 3 days off because we're going camping. We got a little like postcard cabin. It's glamping, but a little like tiny home postcard cabin. We're going to go spend a couple days, touch grass, just sit and do creative hobbies and take walks in the woods, and it's going to be lovely. I can't wait. We're going to be reading some good books, a couple carryovers from last week. The Enchanted Greenhouse is on the docket. This was my last month's book club pick, and our live show is next Saturday, so just got to keep chipping away at this. I'm maybe like a quarter of the way through. This is the prequel to The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. You technically could read either one. I don't think it really matters, and per the author, I'm 99% sure that she even said that you can read in any order because they are completely different characters and situations just set in the same world. And other than The Enchanted Greenhouse, we will also be chipping away at The Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb, like we have been. And if that's not enough, we're gonna add another book to the docket too, because I need a horror. I need a spooky season book. And I thought that we could spin the trick or treat wheels that I made because this month I'm doing a month-long readathon in my Patreon. And obviously it's trick or treat themed. So there are 3 spinner wheels. The first wheel is just a trick or treat wheel, and whatever your result is, you will then go to the respective wheel, whether it's a trick or a treat. And I'm very excited. So let's spin the trick or treat wheel. I already know what I kind of want to read. I mean, I have a whole bank of books and I'm thinking that we can make something work regardless. I got a trick. Oh my God. Okay. So then we go to the trick wheel. That's dangerous. I'm upset. Okay, are we ready? Let's see what my trick reading prompt is. There are some on here that like are completely fine, but there are some that I don't want. So it can go either way. I can't see what that says. Read a book with non-human characters. That's a fun prompt. Whoever made these prompts knew what they were doing. It's me. I made these prompts. Oh my God, a non-human. Stop. This is perfect. Ooh, I have 2 really good options. I'll bring them both over. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I'll do both of them. Hold on. I have an idea. I'm going to spin the wheel a second time and see if I could fit both of these, just because that's a little bit chaotic and I think it could work. Okay, so let's spin the trick or treat wheel one more time and see what happens. Can it be a treat this time? How about it? Hello? We got a treat. Okay, now let's go to the treat wheel. Ready? Let's see what we get. These are all, I feel like I could get anything and make it work. It's the orange one. Read a book you're excited about? What a treat. Wow, what a treat. Then that works. Okay, so non-human characters and one that I'm excited about. Literally both of these are perfect for both of those spins. I love it. I knew that if I got a treat prompt, like I could fit one of these for sure because I made all of the prompts. I know what they are. So for non-human characters, let's do Mate by Allie Hazelwood. This is the sequel to Bride. I loved Bride, like so much. Bride was incredible. And the world building, the magic, like Allie Hazelwood really did a great job with that book. And I think that it can only get better. So let's read Mate. And then one that I'm excited about, The Har by David Sodergren. This is a romantic and deranged gore-soaked folk horror. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I almost read it for my Reading Booktubers Best Books of the previous year, 2024, but it didn't have quite enough votes, but it has been on my radar since doing research for that video. So I'm excited about it. What a phenomenal lineup. I don't know if we'll finish every single one of these books because The Royal Assassin, you know, is a little bit slow going. I'm taking my time with that one. I know for a fact we will finish Enchanted Greenhouse and at least one of the 2 that we just spun for. But The Har is pretty short, and I do kind of think that we could finish all but The Royal Assassin. That's my prediction. Future Sydney, if you didn't do that, I'm sorry that I just lied to everyone. But if you did do that, I'm so proud of you. But this is great. Okay, so welcome to the vlog. I have a couple more updates for you. We're going to move into the kitchen. If you watched last week's video to the very end, you know that I am fully immersed in making sourdough now. I can't handle it. And I made my first loaf. Do you see it behind me? Oh my God, I love her so much. This very first one, I don't think is going to be like the best one ever. You know, it's my first attempt. There are things that I learned while doing it. I do think that she's going to be a little bit dense, and that's okay because I have 2 more loaves proofing right now and even more active starter. Look at her. She's so stunning. She's doing so well. I asked for name recommendations in last week's video. I want like a femme fantasy name. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. I need to name my sourdough starter. But I thought it would be kind of fun to like open her for the first time on camera. It could be embarrassing. It could be like, wow, that's really not a good sourdough. And that's okay. Hold on, I gotta clean my knife, which I don't have a bread knife. I need to get one. So we have the knock test. I don't know. Does that sound good? I have no idea. And I just figured we'd cut it down the middle. I wonder if I should have left it in a little bit longer because the crust wasn't brown yet. So I might have to cook it a little bit longer. I did it. Look at her. I made bread. Okay, let's do the compression test. Okay, okay. Not to like, you know, but that's pretty good. I am so proud of myself. Thank you for witnessing this iconic moment. What a time to be alive. I'm so excited. And I genuinely think that the next 2 loaves that are proofing right now are gonna be better than this one because I learned and I did some things differently. And this dough feels a lot better than this dough. So wow, that's so exciting. I think I'm gonna maybe try to do something else with this one. Like, she's active. She's ready to go. I don't know what I'll do, but something. We're gonna taste the bread when Caleb gets home because I want to experience it in person with someone. But I'm actually like about to leave the house. I think I have another hour and a half where this has to sit just like this. And I have to go to an open studio for pottery because if you watched last week's video, you know that I went to an open studio and I threw a couple pieces and I have to go back to open hours today to finish them. But I had to wait until my stretch and folds were done. And now it's like the longer has to sit for 2 hours, like bulk fermentation time with the bread. So I'm starting to schedule my life around bread. I think Caleb is about to be home. So that's like, this is like perfect timing. We're gonna try the bread and then I'll go to pottery. Today also, it's just been a good day so far. It's Saturday. By the way, I don't think I said that out loud. We went to the farmer's market and got some ingredients for camping. And I just finished editing tomorrow's video. So that's amazing. It's exporting right now. I'm gonna start uploading it while I'm away at pottery and I'll just have to make a thumbnail later. Phenomenal. I love her. Look at her over there. She's so squat. She's so cute. But yeah, I'm so excited to have you here. Very excited about the book lineup. Like, wow. And I can't wait to show you more bread and pottery. I truly am becoming exactly who I've always wanted to be. It's so fluffy.
That's great.
Hell yeah, brother.
Opening, closing, all in one day. Blue sky, then violent rain. Feeling the dirt shift, sensing the change. The dog has been shaken outside of a crate. Opening, closing, statements to phrase. Radio channels, curses or praise. News and instruction, omits for the pain. Bad conditions breaking everything.
Okay, both of my sourdough loaves are in the fridge. Wish them luck. One of them is just another classic sourdough loaf because we've already cracked into the one that I cut into today. And it tastes so good, doesn't it?
It's delicious.
The other one was a cinnamon raisin sourdough loaf, which is like, if this turns out, it's my absolute dream. Avi's thirsty. Hold on. Wow, hydration is so important. Are you a cutie? Yeah. Everyone loved your Gotcha Day video.
Aw.
Yeah, I was told to include Avi more.
Aw.
Look at her. Yes, you're the best girl. Thank you. But yeah, the other one is a cinnamon raisin sourdough loaf, and that is like my favorite type of bread. I love that. So I'm really hoping that it turns out. If it doesn't turn out, then I can learn from this and then try something new next time. But the prospects are very exciting. But actively right now, I am setting up for a movie night with my Patreon. We are watching Hocus Pocus. Very exciting. We're actually going to be pressing play in like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go sit down. We're gonna hang out, watch a cozy Halloween movie. I have some kettle corn that we got from the farmer's market today. Life is good. And Caleb is about to make some jalapeno cornbread for us to eat with our chili night when we're actually camping. Whoa. And so that's really exciting. We're gonna make the chili there, obviously, but we're gonna have like limited heat sources. We're gonna pre-make. We, meaning Caleb, is gonna pre-make the jalapeno cornbread. So life is good, friends. We're gonna go watch this cozy Halloween movie and order some Thai food. Yeah. I've been busy at work. I just took out the cinnamon raisin loaf. I am a little bit worried about the middle not being completely done, but I also didn't want to cook the outside anymore. So we'll just see how it goes. It smells absolutely divine. But can we talk about the absolute stellar results of this sourdough? Like, look at her. She's so big and beautiful. Look. And then I think that the cinnamon raisin is going to taste really good. With the leftover first loaf, we actually just made some French toast with it. So that's phenomenal. Can't wait to eat. I'll cut into these new loaves when they're completely cool. But yeah, we're gonna eat some breakfast and I'm going to probably get some pages in. I read some of the Enchanted Greenhouse already this morning in between bakes, but our check-in time at our little postcard cabin isn't until 3 p.m. So I'm thinking that we could just have like a little bit of a cozy morning. I'll probably read a little bit after eating and then start packing things up and get ready for our little getaway. Very excited about the TBR and very excited about the prospect of just sitting around outside by a fire and doing cozy hobbies for a couple days. And I can't wait to bring both of these breads. Wow. It's going to be the perfect weather. But yeah, just wanted to say good morning and happy Sunday. And I feel so excited and good about my bread. Wow. Caleb also purchased the grapes this morning that he is going to try to ferment and make into wine. So that'll be delivered later this week. It takes about a year for the wine though. So we've been saving up wine bottles for ages and he's been wanting to like get into wine making. So that is also in the works, in the prospects. He started a new fermentation project yesterday with some apple cider from a local orchard. A lot of things happening over here. But yeah, we're gonna eat breakfast and probably read, but then get ready to go.
There's hearts for cards, but cash is king. Fancy cars and diamond rings. I won't get caught.
Okay, hi. We're pretty much all packed up. We just have a couple more things to do, just like toss in the refrigerated items in the cooler that we're bringing. And then we have to do Avi's things last. Otherwise, she is absolutely beside herself. And she's like, why are you touching my things? What's happening? I'm absolutely panicking. So we have to do her last. But other than that, we're pretty much ready to go, which is exciting. I'm still waiting on a text message because apparently at these postcard cabins, they text you at 2 p.m. on the day of check-in, like for your code to get into your little cabin. I have not received a text message. It's 2:04. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I have a confirmation number, so everything should be fine. But I was listening to the Enchanted Greenhouse as I was curling my hair, and I curled my hair only because my hair holds curl really well, and this way I don't have to worry about it for the next couple days. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry. We're going to be cruising. But with the Enchanted Greenhouse, it is the prequel to The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. And I can't really tell if I like one more than the other so far. I think that I will end up liking them both relatively the same because I do like the main plot and problems that are going on within both stories specifically. But in this one, in the Enchanted Greenhouse, our main character is N.lui, and in this world, just as a backstory, the only people who can use magic are sorcerers. If you use magic and and you're not a trained sorcerer, then it's illegal. You get punished. And N.lui is one of the head librarians, and she is so lonely that she ends up using magic to create a sentient spider plant named Kaz, who is a main character in the spell shop, which is super fun, and we love Kaz. He's a little anxious boy. But they notice, obviously, and N.lui gets punished. She gets sort of like made an example of, and she gets turned into a statue. 6 years goes by, and then she randomly wakes up on this other island, doesn't know where she is or why she's there. And there is this like multi-room greenhouse, like so hundreds of rooms of different types of greenhouses growing hundreds of different types of things. And the head gardener guy, I still don't remember his name. It's not Lakin. Lakin is the sorcerer that is no longer there. I don't know. The head gardener guy, I don't remember. He's a very big grump, very big grumpy. She's a big sunshine. So that's sort of the dynamic between the romance. She is sort of like an insufferable sunshine, like a little bit annoying about how sunshiny she is, but also at the same time, it is sort of endearing. So their dynamic is nice. It's really nice and cute and sweet to see the guy. I need to know his name. It's really nice to see him start to warm up and like become a little bit softer and just open up about like his past and just become more like talkative and sweet to her. So it is cute. Oh, it doesn't say it's a prequel. It just says Spell Shop 2. So I mean, technically on the timeline, this does happen before the Spell Shop, I think. I don't know. Regardless, it literally just says the gardener, the grumpy gardener. Okay, well, I'll have to figure it out later, but regardless, the only thing that I am struggling with just a little bit is some of the repetitiveness in the actual writing of the story. Like there are certain phrases that are used multiple times within the same paragraph or descriptors. And of course, when there's a cozy fantasy, there is a level of like cringe that you have to like be okay with. And sometimes it's a little bit higher on the cringe level, which, you know, it's a cozy fantasy. It is sort of like a cutesy fun time. So like that is just what you have to know going into a story like this. And so, like, I'm not docking anything about it, but it is just, like, I also consider myself more of a, like, moody, intense reader. Like, I don't think that, like, I'm super cozy. I can read cozy things, and I do enjoy cozy things, absolutely. But I think the things that, like, really get super high ratings for me are a little bit, like, darker, not necessarily super light and fluffy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still enjoying this. I'm having a great time. But there is a little bit of repetitiveness and cringe that is involved, which the cringe is fine. You know, I signed up for this, but the repetitiveness in the writing, I am noticing. But I think that we are pretty much ready to go. I still haven't received a text. I'm concerned. It's 2:11. I'm going to try to figure that out, but wish us luck. We're going to pack up the car soon and head there. Hopefully they actually have a cabin for us.
In all that grief, so come and take a walk in peace. There's all the freedom you need. And go spread your love for the people's greater needs. Take a walk in peace.
We made it here after many trials and tribulations.
And boy, were there many.
First of all, the address that we were given was some random backyard. Like,
Literally? Okay, hold on. We are like in the country. Like the sticks.
The sticks of Indiana.
So it's like a little
Sus.
a little scary, but we think, okay, we're going to this like cute little cabin. It's
Little
gonna
getaway.
Be nice. Yeah. Well, lo and behold, our GPS takes us to just a country person's property.
With like half a fence and like it was like,
I mean, like it was the property of somebody.
I literally like Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, they don't want us city slickers.
No. We were not welcome.
No.
But obviously we just drove right past. We were like, surely that's not it. So
That can't be right.
Then we're on the phone with a credit card company who we booked the thing through. Like we have travel miles, so we used the miles. Of course we did. Well, first of all, because we were supposed to get the text, right? We talked about this. We didn't get the text.
Oh.
Nope. We were going to get here at 4:30. So 4:15, we didn't get the text. We called our credit card company and they were like, that's weird that you didn't get a text. Let me like put you on hold for 7 to 10 minutes and we'll get back to you.
While we were on hold.
While we were on hold, the call dropped.
Because we're in the country.
But that's fine. They had our number. She called us back and they actually did text us then. So we got our code. We got everything. Everything's fine. But not without some stomach ulcers.
Yeah, that was not a fun place to be at.
No, it was not good. But we're here now, and Avi's resting. Oh, she's
calming down.
Yeah, good girl. We are just unloading. We're just getting all of our stuff in order. I wanted to show you the cinnamon sourdough. We're about to cut into her. All of our chili spices. Look at her back there. She's so cute. So this is our like fluffy sourdough. It's gonna be great. We're gonna cut into the cinnamon one. Wow, she's pretty. Let's give her a shot. She might be completely raw in the middle. I have no clue. Oh, Avi's interested. Okay, so there's nothing in the middle. But she's cooked. She's cooked. That's good. That's what I was concerned about.
It's like a topping.
It smells so good.
Smell.
Smell it. There might just be like a whisper of flavor. That's okay. I'll work on the actual like inside swirl. We'll figure it out. Yeah, it really didn't get in there at all, did it? We're just gonna slice this up and have a snack and commence our little evening. We have so many hobbies that we brought. Lots of hobbies, and it's just exciting. Look at her over there. She's so majestic.
She was in the shot.
Wow, you're so handsome, baby girl.
You having fun, Avi? You like camping?
Yeah, she likes it, okay.
You like this kind of camping?
Yeah, you little glamper. But okay, I don't know. We'll be around.
We'll check in.
Okay, bye. Ding, ding. We've obviously made it back home. The 2 nights spent, the 1 full day spent outside touching grass, it was the best. It was truly just as restorative as I was hoping it would be. We just moved from hobby to hobby, interest to interest, and just like had the best time. I did everything that I wanted to do and like at a pace that was just relaxing and just nice and restorative. Yeah, it was great. I definitely recommend one of those little like postcard cabins. I think they have multiple places across the United States. Definitely check it out because it was nice. It was very quiet. Like I grew up going to campgrounds where like there's just a million people, right? Like everyone's noisy, everyone has a billion kids, and not saying that like you can't bring your kids to to these postcard cabins, but I think that the postcard cabins cater more so towards like couples or like friends or people that just like are going for like a cozy, quiet escape, because it was just silent. Like it was so quiet. Kayla and I at one point thought that maybe we like missed the memo. Like, are we intruding on some sort of like cult or like group of people that come here for one specific purpose, and we are the only ones outside speaking and like have a fire going until the last possible moment that we can. The campsites were also far enough away to where like maybe everyone was outside and having bonfires and whatever, we just didn't know. But yeah, it was just so nice and quiet, and there were so many stars because we didn't have the city light pollution, and it was just brilliant. It was amazing. I'm drinking some immune support because I'm not sick. I'm not. I refuse to believe that. I'm absolutely 100% fine. Don't even worry about it. But we got home yesterday and I did laundry from like 1 to literally 10 p.m. Washed every single thing, washed our sheets so that when we like went to bed last night, we were just welcomed in this perfect, clean, cozy bed. It was perfect. We also decided, well, before we left, we started watching the Maze Runner trilogy, like movies that are on Netflix. And before we left, we watched the first 2. And when we got home yesterday, we watched the final 3rd installment while we ate like leftover chili that we made over the campfire. And it was just a perfect experience. Like I truly, Maze Runner, if you guys haven't seen those movies, I would watch them. As a kid, I only saw the first one, so I didn't see the second or the third, and Caleb had never seen any of them, so I was like, oh my god, we're gonna watch this together, and it was great. But that's what happened yesterday. We got home, we did a shit ton of laundry, washed all of Avi's things from camping, washed all of our clothes, and, you know, like I said, the sheets and stuff, and then we cozied up with some leftovers and watched the final Maze Runner movie. I played some Animal Crossing, and, you know, here we are. Here we are today. Absolutely fine. 100% okay. Already this morning, I have been reading The Enchanted Greenhouse because this was my book of choice over the camping experience. I did also read some of, what is it, by Rick Rubin, the one with the circle on it. And then I also read some of Mary Oliver's poems. It was a brilliant setup. I had the best time. I also did some writing, and I plan on coming back up here at some point today and doing some writing too, because I feel good about the progress that I made in the scene that I wrote while camping specifically. I had been stuck on it for a while, and it had been intimidating me. And I had a great little writing sprint where I, you know, it was hard getting into it, but, you know, 15 minutes later, I was like, oh my god, okay, that's 500 words. Like, that's great. I feel great. So now I'm just excited about it. I mean, I'm always excited about it, but I'm often always intimidated and, you know, in my head about things as well. But I should finish The Enchanted Greenhouse this morning. I'm going to go sit downstairs and finish it. I have less than 100 pages left, so that feels good. It is going well. I think our main characters, it's N.lui and Yarrow. Yarrow is the guy's name. I didn't remember it in the last update, but they each have their own like traumas and manifestations of that trauma in terms of how they respond and act in certain situations. Totally makes sense. Absolutely 100%. However, the amount of times that things are getting brought up from like what they're worried about or what their hesitations are with certain things or why they're acting a certain way. Again, everything is valid. This is taking place over a course of time where it makes sense to still, you know, be struggling with these things. But in terms of writing, like, I don't need to read how worried she is about being found out by, like, the government for doing magic. I don't, like, the amount of times that she talks about how she doesn't want to be turned into a statue again. It's like, I know, girlfriend, we got it. We know it's scary, but also, you're literally on an island so far away from where the Imperial anyone is. Like, chill out. Chill out just a little bit. You're okay. And then our grumpy little Yarrow, I mean, he has his own trust issues and trauma, and that makes sense. But on that note, I still stand by what I said earlier about things feeling a little bit repetitive sometimes. And we just got to a point, like maybe 40 pages ago, where like there's a big change in our immediate company and surroundings on this island. And I'm just wondering how everything's going to get wrapped up so quickly, because there's really not a lot of pages left, and it seems like we have all of the issues still and some more added. So I don't know. I mean, I definitely am going to sit down and finish it before I do anything else today. I'm having a good time with it, and it was lovely to be reading it like just to the sounds of nature around me, this and as well as the other like 2 nonfiction, the poetry and the nonfiction that I was reading to. Like, it was just a great experience, and it feels good to be home. Of course it does, but we are continuously like all evening yesterday we were like, we could be around a fire right now. Or this morning when we were walking Navi, we were like, well, it's perfect weather for a fire. Because it's so gloomy today. It is like threatening rain, but there's no rain in the forecast, so I don't really know what's happening. But it's nice. It's nice and quiet and calm, and that's the energy that I want for today because I work the next 2 days at the hospital. Apparently I'm precepting the next 3 shifts that I work. Didn't know about that, so that's fun. So that just means that like I will be with another either new hire or new nurse and educating and teaching, which is tiring in and of itself. But I think one of the girls like has been a nurse and she's just like new to our unit, so that'll be way less intensive than the other one, which both will be fine. But that does require a different set of preparation mentally to going into work. Also, last night I had two dreams. I had 2 dreams that I was late to work 2 different times. I hate that. Woke up in a panic twice. I'm trying to dial it back on that. I'm trying to come back to my relaxation and camping mantras. Because guys, my screen time for those days while we were camping, they were 15 minutes. And mostly probably because I was just using my phone to take photos. What a lovely thing. 15 minutes of screen time. My average is like 4 hours. That's disgusting. Like I never want to pick up my phone again. I never even want to see it. I never even want to look at it. Caleb and I are both trying to adopt some of those habits that we've always wanted to adopt. And we like did them without problem while outside in nature. So we're trying to bring some of those fresh formed habits like no phone in the morning and like do a cozy hobby or something that is like good for you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, rather than scrolling on any sort of like social media or anything, especially in the morning. And we both did really good this morning. And we just want to like continue that momentum. You know what I mean? So hopefully we can do that. In the meantime, I'm going to finish this orange drink that is totally going to make me feel fine, because I do feel fine. It's just going to continue to make me feel absolutely okay. And we're going to go finish this book. Okay, let's go. Hi. I was just talking for like 5 minutes and then the camera shut off, and apparently I never pressed record. So in the middle of a sentence just now, I saw camera powering off in 2 seconds, and I was like, why? So hi, welcome back. Let's rewind. Let's see where I should start from the beginning, obviously, because you weren't here for everything I just said. Hi, welcome back. I just finished The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Durst. And I also told you that unfortunately, I don't feel great. What is happening physically feels like if I took some sort of like Tylenol or ibuprofen or cold medicine, like I feel like a lot of my symptoms, if not all of them, would be resolved. Like it doesn't feel like dangerous yet. I don't feel bad enough to where I can call off for work is what I'm really saying. More importantly, because they have people with me where I'm like in a teaching, educating role the next couple days. And those shifts, you know, you're not calling off just for the shift. You're calling off on those people too, because management has placed them with you. You know, they could probably find someone to put them with if I really am unwell. But right now, we'll figure it out. But, okay, let's redo my review because you didn't hear me when I was talking just now. So The Enchanted Greenhouse, it was cute. You know, it's a cozy fantasy. There was nothing about it that I am screaming about from the rooftops. Nothing that I was like, wow, I am so obsessed. I love this, that, or the other about this book or this writing or XYZ, whatever the case may be. It's nothing like that, but it's also nothing on the other end either, where I was like, man, I hate how this was done, or this is really annoying. Like, other than the kind of repetitive nature of the writing in some situations, or I guess maybe the choices of our main characters and their like trauma manifesting, like how Sarah Durst handled their growth from these situations was repetitive. And, you know, obviously it gets resolved by the end, but some things could have been let up on a little bit and we could have seen more growth throughout the book instead of just rehashing and being stuck in their active problems for the majority of the book. And then there, you know, comes a point or a plot twist where it's like, they are better, you know? For those reasons, it's definitely not a 5-star for me, but like there's also nothing that I loved so much that I would like overlook those things either. So it was cute. I liked it. I don't know where my star rating is going to land, honestly, because I have my book club chat with my patrons on Saturday for this, and I am excited to see where everyone else is, and maybe the conversation will help me sort of solidify where I'm standing. This is another one of those like worlds where I would be so happy to continue to read things within this world and magic system because I think it is fun. I think that the world building could be maybe a little bit stronger, but the little winged kitty, love. Little dragons, love. The growth of our main characters and their like love for each other opening up, and you know, the trajectory of their relationship. Love the mutual respect that they had for one another throughout every step of the process for the most part. And it was good. It was good, you know. I'm kind of between like a 3.5 and a 4, you know. I don't know, nothing like too crazy, but it doesn't feel perfect. It doesn't feel bad. Talking is a little bit hard. Kind of makes me feel sick, like a little nauseous. Happy that I finished this. I am debating between picking up another book or playing Stardew Valley or Animal Crossing. Wow, this is funny. This is also another reading vlog where I'm watching Gavin on the main screen. So hi, Gavin, again. It seems to be always that I'm watching Gavin and Gavin's watching me in our reading vlogs, and it's just really cute because we're really cute. I think I'm going to take my temperature. Maybe take some pain medicine because like I am of the party that like if I have minor aches and pains and I have something that could relieve it, why wouldn't I take it, you know? Caleb's always like, no, let my body do it. I can do it myself. But where are we at? We have these 3 books that we have talked about for the rest of this video. I was thinking about maybe starting the hard just because it does seem like it would be pretty quick to read, but this would be like a physical just eyeball read, and I don't know if my eyeballs want to do that at the moment. So I might choose Mate by Ellie Hazelwood just because I know it'll be a silly, goofy, fun time. I like the first sentence of Mate. It says, "The child had been trained well, not by her family, but by life." Very deep. I like that. I might pick up Mate. I know that we are still also reading The Royal Assassin. I have not forgotten, but I have shiny new books too that I want to read as well. So we're chipping away at The Royal Assassin. I also, if I were to look at the schedule for videos this month, yeah, I'm probably going to keep this vlog going until the start of the new week. And then this Sunday will be a sit-down video of like my favorite horror books. I've had that in the wings for weeks and I just haven't posted it. I've posted it in short form content, but I filmed it long form and I haven't posted it yet. So it would be a good time to post it like the week before Halloween. So I'll probably do that so that this vlog will have more than just camping in the Enchanted Greenhouse. I'll keep this going and read hopefully at least 1 or 2 more books, as long as I am well. Yeah, I was going to like sit up in my writing nook and write for a little bit, but I honestly, like, if I write, I'm just going to stay on my laptop and sit here. Like, I don't really feel like going anywhere. I'm worried about myself. I haven't wanted to say it out loud. Because I feel like if I say I'm sick or I'm getting sick, then I do get sick. And if I continuously gaslight myself, like, no, I'm not sick, I'm fine, I tend to not be very sick. So, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Do you believe me? Do you believe me? Okay, I'm going to decide what I'm going to do. Probably either read or game. But stay right here after I get some water. Okay. Hi, it's been like an hour and I did take ibuprofen and I'm happy to report that I do actually feel better. Maybe not tip top, but like enough to believe my gaslighting. You know what I mean? Turns out I just needed to play Animal Crossing and watch my bestie Steph. And suddenly I'm healed. No, but Animal Crossing has been so fun. I restarted my island and it's been like actually the best thing ever. And like I planted pumpkins and I harvested them. I made a little like pumpkin scarecrow. I'm redecorating my house. My town hall is finally being built. Man, what a time to be alive. It's going well. It's fun. Caleb is actually finishing up his job now, so he should be home in like maybe 30 minutes. I am going to start reading. I'm going to read until he gets home. I don't know what book, maybe Mate, but I'm wondering if I need to like revisit Bride before I pick up Mate. I'm not sure because Steph is actually reading Mate right now in her vlog. And she watched a recap of Bride before picking up Mate, and I feel like that would probably be a good idea. I might do a quick search and see what I find. But regardless, I think I'm going to read for the next like 30 minutes or so and then go from there. I'm thinking that we're going to make like a chicken soup. We have some farmer's market ground chicken, and I think that would make a phenomenal chicken noodle soup. Maybe that's what we'll do for dinner. It would be better if we had some fresh bread. I almost made bread today. I almost like fed my starter last night so that I could make bread today, but I was just tired yesterday from all of the chores and the cleaning and coming home from, you know, my beautiful time away from existing. Or was I existing more? You know what I mean? I was existing more away from technology, you know? But even though I might not look great, I do feel a little bit better. Animal Crossing was restorative, and I want to read again. So I'm going to read some sort of words here momentarily. Okay, I ended up watching a recap video of Bride. I'm going to link it down below. Hopefully Editing Sydney remembers. But it was the recap video by Claudia Carlucci. It was a 16-minute video. It did everything and more from what I could have wanted, and it was absolutely necessary. I'm so glad I watched it, because now I am like 30 pages in to Mate, and I would have been confused. I definitely would have been confused. I am already very excited to continue reading. Avi is sitting right next to you, and she's just watching me film. She's literally so cute. So it's like I'm talking to you, but I'm mostly just talking to Avi. I'm telling Avi about Mate. So, Avi, this book is book 2. It's after Bride. She's like actually interested. I need you to understand this. I'm sorry. I'll stop making it weird. I love you. You can relax. You can go back to sleep. Anyways, this is following Serena, who in Bride is the main character, Misery Lark, her best friend. Misery is the daughter of like the head of the vampire council, head of the vampire sect. I don't remember the exact terminology used in these books, but ultimately she gets married off in a political alliance between the vampires and the werewolves, just to prove that werewolves and vampires can coexist, because the vampires are at such a population deficit and they're worried about being completely like washed off the face of the earth if the humans and the werewolves start to, you know, like team up, basically, you know. So their marriage takes place, and that book, Bride, is following Lo Moreland, the alpha of the werewolves, and Misery Lark, the daughter of the vampire leader. The vampire leader. And I loved that. That book was 5 stars. Like, easily loved Bride so much. And I've just been holding Mate this whole time. Like, it's my new buddy. Because this is now following, like I said, Misery's best friend, Serena, and the alpha of the northwest, maybe, sect of the werewolves, whose name is Cohen. There are certain things about this book that would spoil Bride, so I'm going to avoid things, obviously, because I don't want to spoil anything. There are a lot of plot twists in Bride that are super fun and very worth not being spoiled. So any review that I talk about with Mate will probably be pretty general and just like writing and world building, maybe just like overall vibes and how I feel. That being said, there isn't much that I can tell you about Serena, but I can tell you that I am excited to see her journey, because I was flabbergasted by the plot twists in Bride. And Cohen is this just fell out, but you can see the bookmark that I chose for this book, my holographic wolves. It's very, very opportune, very much fits the vibe. So silly. But Cohen is very much like a bad boy, so I think it'll be fun. I'm excited for their dynamic for sure. And I don't know if you can tell, but I do actually feel better. After having some ibuprofen, drinking some water, I did have a little bit of coffee protein, because even if I don't feel well, I still have to caffeinate. Otherwise, I will go through caffeine withdrawals, and that makes everything so much worse. And I actually feel pretty good. So I feel more normal going to work tomorrow, which I'm gonna go anyways. Sydney, you're fine. Just relax. So today actually turned out to be a pretty good and relaxing day. I feel like I made some progress in Animal Crossing. I finished The Enchanted Greenhouse, and I'm reading a book that I'm really excited about, and I feel good about my knowledge of it now. I'm glad that I took the time to watch that 16-minute video. I mean, it was only 16 minutes, but I'm glad that I actually recapped Bride a little bit going into this, because now I'm prepped and primed, ready to enjoy this to its fullest extent. So I just had a moment where I was concerned that I didn't press record again like I did earlier. That would have been so tragic. I need you to see how Sammy likes to sleep on this chair in the corner. Look at his little legs and his tail just like dangling off. Like, do you actually see him? He's so adorable. But anyways, hello. I meant to tilt up, not zoom in. Anyways, I feel better. I feel better at where I'm leaving this clip as to where I started the day. I'll probably be pretty MIA for the next couple days because I'm working. But then I will be back on Saturday, hopefully with a pretty good update about Mate, because my work days, since I'm teaching and I shouldn't have to be doing the majority of patient care, my work days should be a little bit more chill. So I'm hoping that we will get breaks. I'm hoping that I'll have some time to read. And I think that this was the right choice for me to pick up right now. So I feel great, even if I'm just telling myself that. Hi Good morning. Happy Saturday. We are getting ready to actually film a video for tomorrow because the video I had actually slotted for Sunday's video isn't really good enough. So Caleb and I have brainstormed the trick-or-treat day that you will see before you see this video, actually. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a really fun day just for us, but also I think it'll turn out to be a really fun video. But wanted to say hi. It was a long 2 days at work, not for any reason other than it was just 2 12-hour shifts and I'm ready to not be at work. So happy weekend. Both of those days I did get a break at work, so I am a little bit further into Mate by Ali Hazelwood. These characters I think I am enjoying a little bit less than Misery and Low in the first book. The alpha that we're following is Cohen, and like I said, he's sort of just like a bad boy, and he is very much like doesn't care how he comes across. He's very intense and rude and just an asshole, and you know, that is something that is a type of person that people are drawn to. And like, I don't mind a little bit of snarkiness, like when it's playful, but like he's a dick most times. And even though Serena, our other female main character, she is like handling him well, like their banter is pretty good, but there's just something about their interactions that I don't love 24/7. I don't love it the whole time. So I don't love the dynamic as much as I did with Bride, but there is another mystery that we're following in this, and you know, I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm not enjoying it. I'm still having a really good time because I do like this world that Ellie has created, and her like fantasy writing I think is really solid. I'm really still having a good time. So, you know, I hope to get much farther, if not finish this by tomorrow, but today is kind of already spoken for. We're very busy because we're going to go have our fall themed day. We're going to go to the farmer's market, coffee shop, a pumpkin patch, and a bookstore. Maybe get lunch too. We'll see if we have enough time because at 4 o'clock I have book club with my Patreon, and then tonight at 6 o'clock we're watching another like scary movie together. We're watching Scream 2. Last year we watched Scream 1 and I'm really excited to continue. And then tomorrow, Caleb, did you forget about the tattoo? Tomorrow's the Flash event. It's at noon.
Is that when it starts or is that when?
That's when it starts. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But one of our tattoo artists, the Luke Wolf, who's done this lady, done my fern, and the lady on my shin. He and a couple other artists who work at the same studio are doing like a Flash event tomorrow, so that might be happening. I would be excited about it. But today, fall day, we will be doing that, and let's go. Sunday. If you want to see what we did to its fullest extent all day yesterday, watch this video. I'll link it down below. Caleb and I used the trick or treat wheel to determine every single thing that we did that day and like how it went. Like, for example, we went to the farmer's market and we each spun the trick or treat wheel to determine if we were going to give each other a trick or a treat. Like, we shopped separately and then surprised one another with like what we spun for. And it was so fun. We did it all day. We did it with the farmer's market. We did it with our lunch, our coffee order. We played a special like bookish game at the pumpkin patch. We also went to the bookstore, and the way the video ended is really rude, I have to say. But it was very fun and we had a blast. And I'm gonna be so honest with you. Leaving the house is like one of the last things that I want to do today. I almost bailed and didn't do any of this. I just really want a cozy day. Like, it is so gloomy outside. It's supposed to rain pretty much all day. This keeps happening. Thank you. And I know that I can have a cozy day. Like, I don't have to be going out right now and doing anything if I don't want to. But this is the day that one of our tattoo artists is doing a Flash event, and each design is only $100, and like, that's it. And everyone at his shop is like super talented, and you know, why wouldn't you go and just see if you want one of the designs for only $100? I mean, it's really a steal. You know? But some of these artists are actually pretty big, so I don't know if people are already lined up outside. Like, I don't know, it's kind of a shot in the dark because it isn't nice out. So I don't know if people are like braving the weather and actually getting in line already. It's 11:20 and they start at noon. So other flash tattoo events that I've been to, people line up all morning, like down the street. And these artists don't do flash events. So I don't know if that means that a lot of people will jump on it and they will want to participate and do it, or if since they don't do them, people aren't like going. Like it could go one way or the other, but our tattoo artist and a couple of the other guys are like pretty well known. So I feel like people are going to like show out. So we might not even get anything today. We might be too late. But I also know that me being who I am, I need to go just suss it out and just see. Like, I'll be okay if I don't get a tattoo today, but I will have wished that I tried if I didn't even go at all, you know? So we're gonna go. We're gonna go see what the crowd is looking like, and if anything, we'll get there, see that it's like absolutely overrun, and then we'll just get a coffee and come home and have a cozy day, and that's fine. But if you don't know what a flash tattoo event is, I guess I didn't even explain that, but it is basically a group of tattoo artists that get together and they make a sheet of like pre-made designs that they are okay with tattooing for like a singular price. And then typically you show up, you pick a design and you write your name down with the design that you want. And then it's like first come, first serve. So 1, I don't know how many people are going to show up. 2, we don't know what the designs are until we get there. 3, I don't know if that's how they're doing their sign up. Like, I don't know. We'll have to go and see. But flash tattoo events are just fun for people who like the artists and their art style because, you know, you show up and you pick a design and that's it. You don't alter it. You don't do anything. And it's fun. It's fun to get a little banger of a piece that is by an artist that you enjoy. So I haven't been able to read. I didn't even get to read yesterday, honestly, because we were out until like 3:30. We got home at 3:30, I think, and then had to quickly walk Avi because I had book club at 4 p.m., which was super fun. We did it differently this time. We just did like a big chat room in Discord. There's a very specific reason why, and I don't need to get into it, but if you're in the greenhouse, then you know why we did what we did, and it was just really fun. And then after book club, we did a movie night with Scream 2, which was super fun. I love a classic slasher, and like Scream is just so good. I'm gonna quickly finish getting ready and we're just gonna go. We're gonna go see what's going on. Worst comes to worst, we don't get a tattoo today, but we get a coffee and we come home and be cozy, and I'm okay with that too. The lighting is so terrible in this bathroom. I look like a ghost. I swear I have definition in my face in the mirror. It doesn't look like it. Mosquito bite on my freaking chin. I have no idea what's happening. We're back home. Unfortunately, we ended up not getting a tattoo, which is okay. It's just how the cookie crumbled today. The weather's so bad, and it sounds like my sickness is back, actually, so it's probably best that I'm not out in public. Yesterday, I felt absolutely fine. Like, Caleb and I were running around doing that video all day. Everything was okay. I don't know. I think part of it is the weather. Like, it is so gloomy and rainy and cold. And so I know that's what my headache is from. But I just also, my nose is stuffy. I don't know what's happening. So a rest day is in order. And I'm not mad about that. So we're back home. We didn't even get a coffee. We're just going to make a coffee at home. Gonna hydrate, make some sourdough bread, have a coffee, and probably just read a lot of Mate today by Ellie Hazelwood. So hopefully I come back a little bit later with another reading update. But yeah, no tattoo, but in for a cozy evening. Let's go.
Hello.
We are about to head down to the basement. Caleb has to check on his grapes. If you saw our little trick-or-treat video, then you know what's going on. But if you didn't, I guess I can tell you that Caleb's
making wine.
Mm-hmm. I am also making bread, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. Wow, look at her. She must bake. But we're going to go downstairs. By the way, I do have an update for you on Mate. Hi, Sammy. But I will do that momentarily. Grapes are coming first. Welcome to the studio. So this is Caleb's little setup. It's actually quite nice, honestly. He is doing some cleaning. Sammy's here. He's our resident intern.
Some like cider.
Yeah. Oh, and Caleb is also fermenting an apple cider. So now we tasted it this morning at a ripe like 8 a.m. It really was a little bit early to be trying that out. It was a little bit intense, but you know, whatever he wants. Do you have something to say?
Yes. Okay. So I started this fermentation yesterday, right? So this is pretty new here. So what you have to do is you have to push down the grapes 2 times a day. These are my Cabernet Sauvignon grapes. These are my Pinot grapes, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to throw all these Pinot grapes out. We ordered some new ones. They come frozen, and I think I waited a little bit too long to try and ferment them because a little bit of mold was on top. Just a little bit, and I kind of scooped it out. Oh wow, look at that. The cap, this is what you call the cap. It's like all of the grape skins and stuff, they rise from the bottom and they all rest on top, and that's why you gotta like push them down and reincorporate them.
Wow.
Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's great. Wow, the fermentation's going
Swimmingly.
Splendidly. Look at that. Look at all those bubbles.
That's so crazy. You can't tell me you've ever watched a booktube channel that is dabbling in so many activities as this one. All the bubbles are, is that good?
Yeah,
That looks good.
That means the fermentation's going on, which is great.
That looks great.
Yeah.
Caleb is also actively like making a new tool to do this with.
Yeah, so I'm not using like a ladle.
Yeah, he glued up something with wood, and then he's gonna seal it. I don't know, sometime tomorrow. Who knows?
And then I'll be back in the morning to punch him down again.
And then this is
the
Pinot that may not be with us any longer.
May not make it. It was literally just like one grape was a little sus looking.
Yeah, but
still.
Sometimes if even a little bit looks a little bit sus in this sort of project, it could be dangerous. So I don't know what exactly we're doing with this one, but
I know I keep babying it. It's hard to say goodbye. It's a lot of grapes, and it's fermenting great. I mean, it looks great. Nice and healthy, no more mold. Yeah, if anybody's a mycologist, is that what?
Yeah, if anyone is like with biology or like has ever made wine or anything, there was a literal like nickel size. There was like maybe 2 grapes that it touched.
I scooped them out immediately. And it wasn't in the water, it was in the cap. And it was before I had started fermentation.
This sign was at our wedding, by the way. Till death. Okay, we literally have 3 minutes until I have to check on my sourdough again, and it is so warm in this middle layer of our house. The oven is at 450 degrees. So, my update for Mate. I am officially a little over halfway, and we're finally getting some like much needed character development with the male main character Cohen. I still am not really loving him and his characterization just because he's just treating everyone very rudely, like he is the alpha of the pack, and that's totally fine. But that being said, we are getting some of his background just a little bit. We haven't had like the main talk of like actual information of like what nitty gritty is going on and what has gone on in his past, but we're starting to, and it has made me sort of sympathize with him a little bit. So I feel like I see him more as like a real entity instead of just like the alpha, you know what I'm saying? So like I am not writing him off yet, but I still stand by enjoying Hi, Sammy. But I still stand by enjoying Low and Misery a little bit more still at the moment. Serena is also a little bit frustrating for me just because she is hiding so much from Cohen and everyone in her life, even though another situation where like I could understand why someone would be hiding these certain situations that she is dealing with, because she doesn't necessarily want pity. She doesn't necessarily want to like draw attention to herself. But at the same time, she does have people in her life that desperately really do care about her. Everyone handles things in their own way, but just being like an outside reader of the situation, I want to just shake her a little bit and try to help her deal with things in a better way, because it is hard to read everything that she's going through. But I say that to also say that I think that Allie Hazelwood's writing is still really good and it's very fun. The world building is fine. I think it was more interesting learning about the vampire world and the werewolf world in Bride, since this is essentially like just focusing on like the werewolf packs. there's the sourdough. I need to check on it. I put it in for a couple more minutes. It could crust up a little bit more, but she's looking gorgeous. I still have not named my sourdough starter. I don't know what to do. I haven't found a name that feels right. But yeah, anyways, I do think that the world building and magic systems, whatever, was more interesting in Bride, but I also don't think that we have necessarily gotten to the good stuff with the more like fantasy elements with like the werewolves and like what's going on in this book yet. So I am enjoying it. There is sufficient like mystery and things to make me want to continue to read. And I'm not liking the characters. I'm not in love with them. So I plan on getting much further tonight, and I will have hopefully a pretty good update for you in the morning, if not a final book review. So we are going to have some French onion soup, some sourdough and meatloaf, and settle in for a little cozy evening. I will see you in the morning. I have a headache.
That's me.
Oh, I already took it out. Look at her. Wow. Wait. Sounds great.
Yum.
Look at her. She's cute. She wasn't able to proof as long as normal, so she is a little bit small. But the one I bake tomorrow will be better. We just had to have sourdough for this meal, so I wasn't able to do the full thing. But she's still cute. Hello, happy Monday. I stayed up pretty late last night and spent most of the day so far finishing Mate by Allie Hazelwood because I needed to come to you and tell you that I finally finished a book. This was longer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's like 450 pages. And I'm happy to report that Cohen did grow on me a little bit. Their relationship, though I really didn't vibe with how they were interacting with each other too much in the beginning, like they became good. I enjoyed the book. I did enjoy the character development with Cohen and Serena and their respective backgrounds and why they are who they are and why they act the way they act, etc. However, I do stand by enjoying Bride a lot more. I just think it was more interesting. I do love a werewolf, don't get me wrong, but I think that having the dichotomy of vampires and werewolves really lent a lot to the world building and politics and story. Even though we did get politics and world building within the werewolf packs and things like that, like there was sufficient things going on. I just didn't really think that it was as interesting or as exciting. However, there were some really good lines that Cohen finally had towards Serena in regards to the situation that she was finding herself in. There was a surprise cult involved. Like there were some fun things, but all in all, I feel pretty okay about it. Like maybe a 3.5, maybe a 4. I mean, like I don't need to be like super harsh. Like I would give it maybe a 4 or a 3.5. I don't know. But I am happy to have finally read it. I've been looking forward to that since I finished Bride and heard that there would be a second book. And if there were more coming out, I would for sure read them as well. Now, if you remember, we spun for another book at the beginning of this video using the trick or treat wheel. And I have started. I'm on page 3 of The Horror by David Sodergren. This is a gore-soaked folk horror fairy tale. I can't wait. I want to try to finish this really quickly. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it all today. I feel like I could, but it's a matter of attention span and where the day takes me. It's 1:30. I'm currently set up behind me doing reading sprints with my Patreon. So in theory, I am set up to read a good chunk today, but sometimes the chatty bits during Patreon reading sprints are extensive. Sometimes we have a lot to say. So sometimes the page count is great, and other times we're just really hanging out and yapping. So we'll see what happens. I am very excited about The Horror, though. The very first sentence is, Muriel Margaret Macaulay was 84 years old the first time she saw a man turned inside out by a sea monster. I love oceans. I love monsters, and like a sea monster sounds really awesome. The very first page is just depicting, a shipwreck, and there's like severed bodies, legs, arms, feet, even a head, like things like that. So I think that it's going to be, like it says, gore-soaked, and I'm very excited. This reading sprint is actually done in 3 minutes, so I'm going to heat up the espresso machine, probably make an afternoon latte in the second sprint, and also have a snack at some point. While I was listening to Mate most of the morning, I baked the other sourdough loaf that I had chilling in the fridge overnight, and it turned out beautifully. I also woke up and sneezed like 500 times. So I looked up, why am I sneezing so much in the morning, and how do I stop it? It's literally every day of my life. And obviously it's just like dust. allergens, things like that. So I spent probably 2 hours sweeping, vacuuming, cleaning the entire house, and then did a quick upper body workout before sprints started. And now here we are, freshly showered and ready for the rest of the day. I also, just now in the mail, I thought it was going to be a lot bigger, but I got this stamp to stamp the bottom of my, I almost said poetry, to stamp the bottom of my pottery. It's like a really cool, just metal thing that they engraved for me. It is so small. I really don't even think that it's going to focus for you, but it says Sid. Can you see that if I put the microphone next to it? I feel like you can kind of see that. Whatever, it says Sid, and it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be, but I think it's kind of cute. I think it'll work for now. I'm going to see if it even is legible on pottery, but yeah, I start that on Wednesday, my second class. I'm really excited about it. But in the meantime, the goal is to read as much as the horror is physically possible today. So before Caleb gets home from work, because I would love to be able to finish this vlog today because I work all day tomorrow. And then Wednesday will be pottery. And that's typically when I start my new vlogs for the week. So fingers crossed, we're going to do our best. Let's go continue reading sprints. And I will come back once I get 50 pages or whatever feels right to give you an actual synopsis of the horror, because I also don't really know. I'm going in blind. That line that I read you is the only thing that I really know about it, because I've heard nothing but good things and I'm just excited. So let's go read it. Hi, hello. I have made it to page 80 in the horror. Moving right along. It is now 4:15 p.m. A lot has happened today. We had to yell at a neighbor for doing inappropriate things. Caleb came by to pick up some more tools in the midday of his job, and when he was crossing an intersection, his tail got ran into. So he got into a minor car accident, which was not fun, but thankfully he and his car are mostly okay. He's okay. His car is okay. It's okay. But it still is not a good situation, so it's been a packed day of emotion. And the horror is also packed with emotion. I think it might make me cry. I don't know. It might. This is following a situation. Our main character is Muriel, and she and this small town energy group of people live on this island, which now this land is being taken over by a overseas property development, billionaire guy. I think he's making it into a golf course or something stupid. We're most closely following Muriel as she and the others are trying to, not accept the monetary bribes they are offered to give their property away in order to make the property development lives a lot easier, because it's their home. They don't want to leave. Also, they're much older folks, and it's where would they even go is their mentality, And so there are some sleazy things going on. There's also some creepy things going on, because there is this mysterious fog bank that I think has been around. I think the fog bank is part of the folklore surrounding this little Scottish fishing village, which it's called Witch Haven, by the way. Very cute. It says the horror. To some it brings redemption, to others it brings only madness and death. And it's interesting because Muriel is a much older lady and she's having trouble getting around. There's one part particularly that already kind of made me feel like crying. Her husband was lost at sea, presumed dead, I think for a while now. And her joints are just not working as they once did. Everything is just a struggle. And there was this scene where she's trying to just, get dressed and go leave the house for the day, and everything, it just said, this is a struggle. This is a struggle. And it was there was a moment in the dialogue that was I would have hated for Billy to see me now. And I just made me want to cry, because woof. That's just so real. It's so sad. But here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. The horror, one day she is walking along, I think the coast or by the water at least, and she finds this gelatinous creature, and it is somehow speaking into her mind. It gets her attention, and she thinks it's just a sea creature. She thinks that it's struggling. She brings it back to her home to live in the bathtub. This thing is hungry. It keeps saying the word hungry, and it pricks her arm, and she learns that it wants to drink blood. That's how this thing feeds, and she names it. She still thinks that it's just this weird cool sea creature thing. I don't know. But the things that are being alluded to about this creature, I think, has a lot of potential to be very emotional and also a lot of bit spooky. I'm loving the writing. I think that there is definitely sufficient emotion for me to get involved in her life, as well as just the people among this island, because these property developers, they're doing their job, but just the idea of some billionaire displacing hundreds of families just to build something like eccentric and not needed when they are literally living there. Like they've built their whole lives there. I just hate that so much. It just makes me so upset. So I'm ready to read about some bad things happening to bad men. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to try to read as much as this is possible. My phone is going on Do Not Disturb. I am sitting right here and we're going to read. Hi, hello. I am so proud of myself because I did it. We did it. We finished the horror in the same day. Believe it or not, we finished it. It is a very quick read. It's relatively short. The ratio of like words to page is actually pretty doable. It's only 200 pages, like 205, maybe 210. And I'm so glad I finally read it. It was gory. Not overly, well, I was going to say not overly so. I mean, if you are a horror reader, this will be fine. If you are not a horror reader, then it might be a little bit graphic for you. But this book reminded me so much of like a mashup of Bat Eater and Other Names for Corazang by Kylee Baker, mixed with Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, mixed with Slewfoot by Brom. If you like any of those, this might be good for you. But again, take note that there is gore. There's a fair amount of gore in the horror. It was good. You know, it kind of also reminded me of Mary by Nat Cassidy. That might just be because the main character is also an older lady. Anyways, I felt like this was a really strong book. David Sodergren did a really good job at writing this location and this atmosphere. It definitely felt sort of like eerie and desolate. I could hear all of the construction noises and I could hear and feel the 5 minutes of silence that our main characters would get in between like shift changes. The point of view switches between our main character and the creature, and then also like the villains in the story was really good. I think that without those point of view switches, the book would not have been as strong for me personally, because being able to see the story from all those different point of views, whether they were despicable people or our main character Muriel, it gave us like the full picture of what was really going on. And even though some of the villains were sort of like caricatures, like it did seem a little bit heavy-handed sometimes, I didn't hate it because those people are real. And that is exactly how people behave and carry out their motivations. So even though I had a good time reading it, it doesn't feel like a 5-star to me. And I'm trying to think about like what was missing. And I mean, the central plot is that our main character doesn't want to give up her home to the land developers and the billionaire. And that totally makes sense. But it did feel a little bit loose and like just sort of vibey for a lot of the book. Like, yes, that was our main motivation. And there's growing tension of her being in danger and things like that. Like, yes. But for whatever reason, it did feel a little bit slow to me. If that's possible. Like, it just felt like the pacing was a little bit off. And that could just be just a preference, just a me thing. All in all, I recommend this. I think it's a 4-star, solid 4-star for me, which is a good rating. And I'm so excited that this vlog is done on the day that I planned. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. If you are still watching, leave me the tree emoji because I loved being around trees during camping. Wow, I miss it so much. I miss it so much. And while you're down there in the comments, please do subscribe and like the video. I always appreciate your support. And of course, be kind to one another and happy reading. See you next time. Bye.